What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 46 of the Rise to Glory here with Gibraltar Apex. And today we are in the Europa League playoff against Malmo FF, of course, the Swedish Giants. And I'm hoping today we can get a good result against them and at least get to the kind of Europa League group stage for the second year in a row. So in terms of what's been going on at the club, there's been quite a lot happen in terms of transfers. I'm going to go through the transfers really quickly. Then what I've done is I've set up in my tactics screen my best starting 11 in my opinion for this year that we will ideally play when they're all available for selection. Unfortunately today, as you guys will see, a few of these players aren't available for selection. So we'll have a quick look through the transfers. I believe the last player we looked at was Alguacil or Wanma. So since then, two new players who have actually signed. The first one here, Alberto Romero, a goalkeeper, a really good goalkeeper as well. I brought in Perez, of course, this year. And this has kind of turned into the year of the goalkeepers because I've signed 3 goalkeepers now. But I think we've got a very good player here. If we just compare him to Perez, you can see he is already better than Perez. And he is only 18 years old. He's a very good player, turns 19 soon. But this guy, great player, comes in on a pretty hefty wage. But I think it's going to be worth it for a really young, talented goalkeeper who could potentially be our first choice keeper. Certainly for, the next 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 years. So good to get him in. And then the next player we got in, I've nicknamed. And I've nicknamed him Gimo Lorenko II. Now, some people will get that reference. Some people won't. But if you don't know, Lorenko was a Mozambican player I had back in an Oxford United save many years ago now. I say many years ago, it was FM14. We streamed it. And ever since then, in all my saves, I always look at Mozambique just in case they've got good regens. And they never do. But then, well, I found this guy. His actual name is Moro Muokuana, I guess. We'll go with that. Sounds like he's from Mozambique. We're calling him Lorenko II. Looking at him, 21 years old. Right winger, looks very tasty. Like the look of him. Quite a well-rounded off midfielder as well. And he is a player who we have registered for today's game. I had the option to register one of 3 players for this Malmo game kind of going into this stage. And this was the guy I decided to give the chance to. Looking at him, looks like he's going to be a fantastic midfielder to us. Love the pace. Fairly professional personality, that is always nice. Avoids using weaker foot, which is good. Plays away from that weakness of his. And yeah, he's an experienced international with 33 games. And you can see, well, in Mozambique, he has torn things apart here. He's been a very good player there. I'm hoping he can translate that form over here. He looks like a great player. Delighted to have him in. So anyway, as I mentioned, I've kind of got a best 11 now. Kind of the team that I consider to be my best team going forward this year. We're going to go through it. I'm going to talk you through all the players. As I mentioned, a few of them can't play today, unfortunately. There's also one player playing completely out of position because we've got to retrain him. But hopefully by the end of the year, this will be our strongest team. So in goal, we go with Romero, the young goalkeeper who I already mentioned. Like the look of this guy, 18 years old, American, top talent. And left back, we go with Barcelona's Jesus. Again, a player who's only joined us on loan. Bit of a makeshift player, perhaps one of the weaker players in this starting 11, but nevertheless a nice player to have. Centre-back at the moment, we do have Aaron Holmes, who is the last Gibraltarian in this squad, which I consider to be my best starting 11. It's a little bit of a shame, but I kind of knew that this was going to be the case. Regardless, this guy at 19 is a very good player. Unfortunately for us, his potential is a little bit limited going forward, but he's been a good player for us for a number of years, and at the moment at least, he will hold down that position for this coming season. Alongside him, we have Danny Evans, who is a fantastic little centre-back. Obviously, 20 determination, improving a little bit. Joined us, of course, on a free, and he joined us from the Chicago Fire Academy. Only 18. Delighted to have him in. Right back, we have Jeremy Braun here. Now, this is a guy who I started training to play fullback last episode, and I actually covered it a little bit in the live com. I talked about how he could suit a fullback position, and I started putting him as a left fullback, thinking, oh, he's on the left-hand side, he's left-footed. Wasn't thinking, he's actually right-footed. And as a result, we are training him to play right back, which is going to seem a little bit mad at first. But just to reinforce what I showed before, last episode, you can see he's quite adapted and well adept to play right back. It's where he's going to play for us here, and I'm hoping he's going to pick up that role fairly quickly. Granted, at the moment he's completely uncomfortable playing there. Out on the left we have Angeles, who is of course a player who we brought in. He's got a beautiful moustache, Did get sent off in our first ever Champions League game on his debut. Since then, he's put in a string of half-decent performances. Not had a breakout performance just yet, but a good player to have. In the centre of midfield, we go with Robert Evans and Gary. Evans, of course, the Northern Irish youngster, a good defensive midfielder. And alongside him, we have Gary. And one pattern you will notice as we go through these players is, as much as I've signed young players who I couldn't scout to get the potential of, I signed the players who had good determination for the most part. And that is a core theme that we'll have through this team. At right mid, of course, we have Jimo Lorenko II. And then up front, we have Alguacil and Kukuka, or Kukuka. It's an awkward name to say, Kukuka, as is Alguacil, I guess, or Alguacil. But yeah, both these guys, pretty pacey strikers. Going to look for them to kind of get behind their kind of opposition defenders. And all in all, this is kind of what I consider to be our strongest team going forward. As I mentioned, we've got some injuries and also players who aren't registered. I'm going to quickly ask my assistant to pick a team. He's moved Evans to right back, brought in King alongside Holmes. He's kept the midfield four the exact same, and he's swapped... In fact, no, he's kept everything the same. Excellent. Well, my assistant kind of agrees with me, it would seem. In terms of the rest of the team, Robson, Morgan, Connolly, Guerrero, Andy Sutton and John Murray on the bench. Do I agree with that bench? I think I do. I kind of want a left mid, but unfortunately for us, Leon O'Connor is out for 4 to 8 days. And, well, as you can see here, Griffo just isn't registered for the competition. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this team. We'll see how we get on today. We're taking on Malmo at home. I think we're going to play our attacking 4-4-2 for this game. Of course, we have added some real strength to the side. I should also point out Perez has now gone back into goal because Romero isn't registered. But as I was saying, pretty happy with the team. I'm very happy with the signings we've made. I don't think we'll make too many more this summer. We have got a few players joining us from North America when they turn 18, which I'm kind of excited by. A few Canadians in there. But yeah, I think it's been a pretty good productive transfer window. In terms of our total wage budget at the moment, I believe it sits at just over £30,000, which I did the maths for, as you guys may remember last year. It works out £30,000 being about the amount we can afford to pay in player wages if we qualify for the Europa League group stage every other year. That's because we get £1.7 million money just for competing in the group stage, and we also get that at the end of the year in prize money, and £30,000 times by 52 works out at just over 1.7 million. Anyway, we did just hit the post from kickoff. I didn't miss that. I was on a rambly tangent, but Lorenko making his debut today, a name that I never thought I'd utter again, and technically I shouldn't, but I couldn't help but nickname him. I'm sure you guys approve of the nickname anyway, the Oxford City fans amongst you. And anyway, we've got a chance here. Angelas, Alguacil. Oh, he's missed a sitter. He's missed a sitter a yard out. Wicklund with a nice save. But you'd have to say, off what we've seen so far, we are dominating Malmo here. We've really added some strength to our squad. And this is the kind of game where, with the players we've got, and certainly next year when we can register all our players at full strength, this is the kind of squad I think can really dominate in the... Well, not dominate in the Europa League, but should see us get to the Europa League every year comfortably into the group stage, which is, of course, always going to be good for Gibraltar. But anyway, half an hour in, we've not conceded yet, which is pretty good because of away goals. It's still 0-0. But we've probably been on top. We've had that clear-cut chance. We have also hit the woodwork. But, I mean, it's anyone's game at the moment. Malmo getting a little bit more into this game as it's progressed through this half. We have got a few bookings as well. That is a little bit concerning. You know, we've got a little bit of a reputation. Angela's got sent off on his debut. He's already on a yellow. Not a massive fan of that, but we're just going to have to put trust in the players, at least for now. We might take some of them off, you know, shortly into the second half. But 44 minutes on the clock, 2 minutes left. Don't think we're going to be seeing any more action in this half. We're not. Pretty good first half, a clean sheet. I'm going to tell the players they've been unlucky so far. Most of them have loved that. Not the typical unlucky reaction, to be honest. I kind of preemptively hit continue there. Probably would have been better for me to go and give a team talk to the players in kind of defence, midfield and attack. But as I mentioned, we're going to see how we get on in the second half. I probably will take off a few of the booked players as we get into this half. And actually, Malmo on the attack. They've got a few men forward here. More. That looked offside. It wasn't offside. It's a goal kick. That was a let-off right there. And actually, the longer this game goes on, the more I expect them to attack us. And as a result, I am going to now actually switch to defensive. Or not to defensive, but to our more defensive system. A little bit concerned by some of these bookings we've got. I think I'm going to bring on Ben Connolly here for Kukuka. He's not had the best day at the office. Struggled a little bit. Although Alguacil is a little bit less fit. So maybe Connolly should come on for Alguacil. We'll do that. We'll go with that as our change. 61 minutes in. Going to make a double change there. Still got a few players booked. I mean, that does concern me. But with 20 minutes left, switching to this counter-attacking system, I'm hoping we can put our foot in the sand and kind of dig deep here and just hold on, really. If we can get a goal on the break, fantastic. But I'd take 0-0 in all honesty. But there is a chance here, and it is Malmo bringing the ball forward. Although Sutton, nice tackle. Now can we break away? We've got some pacey strikers and some pacey players in the final third. Connolly almost through there, although Grankvist with the tackle. And Evans, I knew he was going to get sent off. I knew it. I knew we were going to have a sending off this game. And it's happened. And it wasn't one of the players I was considering taking off. Oh dear. Right. Peter Morgan coming up right back. At least we have a right back. I guess that's something to be grateful for. In terms of how we finish off this game, we're going to stick, I think, with a 4-4-1. Which isn't the kind of typical formation, I guess you could argue. I'm also going to change Connolly to an advanced forward because he is now going to be playing on his own. And yeah, we're just going to try and hit them on the break, I think, at this point. We've got to, hit early crosses. We'll go route 1. If we can hold on for 0-0 now, down a man, I'd probably take it, if I'm honest. If we can boot the ball over their defenders' heads and break away with it, fan-bloody-tastic. But right now, I'm hoping for a draw. And actually, time ticking away here. 2 minutes left. 1 minute left, 10 seconds left. Don't let the ball go towards our goal. And it's a great result. That is a great result. 0-0. I'll take that against Malmo in the home leg. Puts us in quite a nice position going into the away leg. Going to praise the players as well. Proving some of the doubters wrong there. Lourenco making his debut. And to be honest, Gary, standout performer there. Not one of the new signings. Of course, a product of the academy. The young Spaniard. He's been good for us so far. And a 7.8 rating there. 6 key passes, a 75% pass completion ratio. I will take that all day, every day. We move on into the second leg in not a bad position, in all honesty. I'll hopefully see you guys in a second. We're going to go forward now. Hopefully we don't get any injuries. I'd love to stick with the same team again, with the exception of course, Evans, who got sent off there. But yeah, I'll be back with you guys in a second for the second leg here against Malmo. Okay guys, so we are back. I've got a few transfers in the pipeline. Transfer window actually closes today, so following on from this match, I'm going to be busy. But I don't want to cover the transfers that we are in the process of making because I don't know which you're going to go through. And also, gives you something to look forward to next episode. So there are some transfers, some have gone through, some are still going through. But yeah, we're going to focus today on the game against Malmo. And it is a big game for us. Of course, you guys just watched the 0-0 draw. It's been a week. We've not done too much with the team. We have got a few suspensions going into this game. No, we haven't. That's a lie. That is... Oh, no, we do have a few suspensions. I was getting confused then because I forgot I'd actually taken out the suspended players. So, Angeles is out because he's had 3 yellow cards. And, of course, Danny Evans got sent off last game. So, he is out of the reckoning for this game as well. Coming in their place, we have at right back Peter Morgan, the Gibraltarian beast. And at left midfield, we have Anthony Hernandez. So, 2 pretty good players to come in, obviously. A bit of a step down from the players that we had in their positions previously. In terms of going into this game against Malmo, I think we're going to play the 4-4-2 counter. We're going to try and hit them on the break where we can, see how we get on. All in all, though, we're going to this game with quite a bit of optimism. Of course, that 0-0 in the first leg, isn't that bad at all. I'd almost, in some ways, take a 0-0 over, say, a 2-1 win away from home. A 2-1 win at home. As odd as that might sound, and obviously that doesn't actually make any sense, but kind of the premise of it is the fact that we've not conceded means that if we score in this game, there is suddenly a massive, massive pressure on Malmo because they will need 2 goals because of away goals. So we put ourselves in quite a good position. Obviously, it would have been nice to win, but we'll take the position we're in, and we're going to try and build off that here, and we'll see how we get on. Malmo, of course, the Swedish Giants, I believe, and I don't want to say this and be wrong, but Ibrahimovic started his career at Malmo. They're also a team who, especially recently, I believe, have featured in the Champions League a few times, so not an easy team to play against them. We're going to do our best against them here today. We are playing that counter-attacking system. We are going to need to defend well. Granted, our defence is looking a little bit lacking, I guess, with some of these suspensions and injuries and stuff that have been going on. But we're going to do our best with the team that we've got. We'll see how we get on here. At the moment, a bit of build-up play coming in midfield by Malmo. It's been exchange of... I was about to say there's been exchanges of possession frequently there. There has been. Doesn't even matter now, though. Kiefer Moore has just scored for them. A header, a flick to the back post. Questionable goalkeeping there is all I'm going to say. Of course, we have got a new goalkeeper in Romero, who's going to be playing. Unfortunately, couldn't be registered for this game. So we are stuck with Perez, the Spaniard. And to be fair, I say questionable goalkeeping. It's an incredible header, in all honesty. And we do find ourselves trailing in this game now, which is not a good position to be in, and certainly not the position we want to be in here. But we're going to try and build off that. Looking at the stats, possession is 50-50. We have not done a lot with it, though, in our favour. But we do have it here. Can we make something happen? Hernandez brought into the squad, of course. Down this left-hand side. Can he get a ball in? He can. Unfortunately, though, headed away. But we will try and build again. He's just there. Tries to thread through a really deep, direct ball. Cleared away, though. But we're coming at them again. Gary trying to pick out a pass. He's just, as I said in the build-up to the last goal, possession just kind of changing hands left, right and centre here. And Malmo have gone and scored again. Moore has scored this time. I think we have to change to the 4-4 to attack here, boys. We need to go for it. But yeah, Malmo with their second goal of the game. Moore's second goal of the game as well. Threaded through here, the captain. Perez comes out and just leaves a gap at his near post, and Moore just sees the gap, sees the goal, and puts one and one together and gets a goal. And unfortunately for us, we are now, well, 2 goals behind. We need goals, but we are on the attack. We do have possession. Lourenco, the second, of course. Inside to Gary, out wide with Morgan. Peter Morgan, can he whip in a ball? He can. It's cleared away. And now they're looking to hit us on the break again. And this is really concerning. We are looking poor here. And Moore bringing it forward, hits the woodwork. Perez will collect the rebound. But 23 minutes in, we are lucky perhaps to still only be 2-0 down. Granted, looking at the stats, Malmo yet to actually have a clear-cut chance. It really has been 2 sublime finishes by their striker Moore that have got them the lead at the moment. Looking at the stats, possession still 50-50. We are yet to hit the target, however. And well, that has got to be concerning. It really has got to be. The next goal does have a big impact on the game, and we are actually on the attack here. Alguacil to Gary. Can Gary do something? Tries to thread in Hernandez, but it's intercepted. Back with Gary, though. Evans out wide to Morgan. Can he whip in a ball this time? He can. Wickland, the keeper, however, collects. But you seem to be having a lot of the ball in their final third, but there is just no... There's no killer edge, although can we have a killer edge here? We can't. Alguacil hits it straight at the goalkeeper. That was a clear-cut chance coming our way. An opportunity to get back into this game. And we'll simply put, it has been squandered right there. And that is bitterly, bitterly disappointing. And it does look like at half-time we are going to go in 2-0 down in a game that we have to win. Or we don't have to win, we have to score 2 in. And so far, I think disappointing would be an understatement, if I'm honest. I feel like we need to change the system. I feel like we need to change the tactic a little bit. That's what we're going to try and do here. I'm going to bring in Leon O'Connor to play left attacking mid. I'm also going to bring Andy Sutton in and play him in centre mid and move Gary up. We're going to try going to the way Takari 4-2-3-1, see if we can make something happen, changing the shape, changing the system. We might have a chance from kickoff here. Gary, Hernandez, well, Kuka had a chance there. It's another clear-cut chance as well. Blocked away. Kuka, that was his last action of the game. He has gone off. Missed a chance there, though, to put us ahead just before he went off. Still 2-0 though, and well, we might look at those 2 clear-cut chances and really kick ourselves because they were 2 fantastic opportunities. Hitting Malmo on the break. And well, it's been poor, hasn't it? It really has been. We might have another chance here. King, nice header, but well, Malmo coming away with the ball. But we do recycle it, and well, neither team seems to be able to keep hold of possession at the moment. Gary, going back to Peter Morgan. Now is Sutton, the sub. Hopefully he can have an impact here. Lourenco, the second. Tries to head it through, but there is no one to aim for there. But Holmes collects it. Can we build from the back again? A goal now with half an hour left. You know, it gives us an opening in this game. It gives us a chance. Looking at the stats, we've been behind. We have had some chances though. Lourenco might have a chance here. He takes the chance. The Mozambican scores his first ever goal for the club. Wickland, disappointing in goal for them there. But that is a way back into the game. Gary, nice ball across. Left back misses the interception. And Gimo Lourenco the second scores a Lourenco-esque finish. Finding the near post, and well, there's half an hour left in this game, and well, you'd have to say since the tactical change, we've looked on top, and we have a chance here. Cross, cleared away. O'Connor there though. O'Connor. Guasil has chipped the keeper. I don't know how that's gone in. How has that gone over the keeper? I don't actually know what has just happened there. O'Connor, what happens here? He whips it in back post, and then Alguacil, he's lobbed the keeper with a header. It's cheeky. It's 2-2 here. Away goals we are going through right now. Do I want to go on defensive? Oh, gosh. I mean, I did it before and it backfired so horrifically. I don't think I do. I don't think I do. I don't think I do want to go on defensive. Maybe I want to move the wingers back. We'll do that. I'll drop a few more men into midfield. But I'm going to stay on attacking. I feel like... I don't know. I feel like if I change anything, it could backfire. I mean, it could backfire immediately here. It would be very FM if they were to score straight from the kickoff. Fortunately, however, Perez, nice save there. If we can get the next goal, they need 2. And that is an insane position to be in. We are on the attack as well. Gary. Guasil looked offside. Flag not risen. O'Connor side netting. And it could have been 3-2. And that would be... What would that have been? That would have been a 6-minute comeback. As it stands, though... We are going through. There is 25 minutes left of this game. I'm staying on attacking. I feel like if we go any more defensive, you know, we're going to be inviting pressure on ourselves. It's a horrible dilemma to be in, but we are coming forward here. Alguacil tackled, though, by Isgren. And now Malmquist with the ball. King is getting sent off. What has happened to our discipline? What has actually happened? Gary's on a booking, so I'm going to take him off, I think. In fact, no, I'm not. That's a lie. I'm going to take off Evans, because Evans is our defensive midfielder. Right. Can we park the bus now? I need to sort out the instructions. I think a highlights just started. It wouldn't let me click it fast enough. Lower tempo. Part of me wants to go on counter now. I think we will. We'll play deeper. We're going to close down sometimes. Hit early crosses. We've just got to hold on here. But as I said, there is a highlight coming here, and I couldn't make the tactical change fast enough. Malmo bringing the ball forward. We might need a big performance by Perez in goal. Nice block by Lorenko. We are down a man, just to remind you, if you've forgotten. It happened 2 seconds ago. Alguacil, though, bringing the ball forward. Lorenko the second. The goal here would win it for us. Alguacil scores. We are down a man. It doesn't even matter. We've come back from 2-0 down here. Juanma Alguacil with the goal. And Lorenko involved in the build-up again there. The number 33, the Mozambican, dink to the near post. Alguacil, bang. How do you like those apples? Scores. Give him a coconut. Someone find him a coconut. A nice one with some nice fresh milk in. Give it to him to drink. He's just scored us a winner potentially. 10 minutes left there or thereabouts. Just hold on now, boys. Just hold on. We're playing on the counter. We're trying to hit them on the break. This would be a historic win. And what a crazy result this would turn out to be. This would be absolutely insane. There's still time left in this game. And Malmo are bringing the ball forward here. Cross, back post, Moore shoots. Nice block there. That was a clear-cut chance. Now can we break away? We can't. But it doesn't even matter. 3 minutes left. 1 minute left. 30 seconds left. I'm happy to say, I think now, we are going through. We're going to go through 3-2 on the night. What a performance that has been to turn it around. Well, from being... 2 goals down. We might even get a forfeit. Alguacil, he's through. Tackled away, unfortunately for him. Had a chance to get what would have, I think, been a hat-trick for him. But that doesn't take anything away from this performance. It's finished 3-2 here at the Swedbank Stadion. And what a performance that has been. Tell everyone they shut up a lot of players after that. That was special. No one gave us a chance in that game. We went down a man at 2-2. But what a win that has ended up being. A comeback complete in the last half an hour. Switching to that 4-2-3-1 worked wonders in the second half. And we do qualify in the Europa League playoff for, I believe, the Europa League. And we are given £1.71 million for getting this far. I have the option to sign Lewis Miller. This is a player I was approaching on a pre-contract. He's on really low wages, so I'm going to actually sign this guy. He's only coming in on £600 a week. It's a 1-year deal, so it's quite a nice deal for us to have. And he's going to add a striker to our ranks. You can see him, he's scouting some of the players that I was kind of looking at. Unfortunately, none of them interested. Right, I'm going to have to issue King with a warning here, aren't I? He accepts his warning, he better do. Right, we have a few more players who want to join. These are players who I am trying to sign. A few free agents though. George Putnam, right back. Looks like a quite good right back as well. Like the mentals on this guy. Can also play defensive mid. Will very much be a right back for us this year. So good signing there. Happy to get him done. The other player we have coming in, a player who I believe I might have even signed on my Peterborough save 2 years ago. It's this guy, Lubomir Saka. He is a Slovakian centre-back. He looks quite good. 25 years old. Like the fact he's got 13 heading and then 15 jumping reach. Really, really good in the air. Something we somewhat lack in our centre-backs, but he's going to be a nice addition. He comes to the club on a 2-year deal on £1,500 a week. So that's those deals. I'm going to go forward here. I think that's all the transfer dealings I was in for, actually, to wrap up this transfer window. It was indeed. Good transfer window. We spent some pretty big money in the end. Obviously, we did lose the one and only Felix to Real Oviedo. Who knows, maybe we can re-sign him at some point. He has gone out on loan to... Oh, actually, no, that isn't on loan. That is to... I assume that is Oviedo's second team, Vetusta or something. Either way, we've lost him. Most active was actually Gibraltar Lions, who, of course, as we know, had a sugar daddy takeover. Let's take a look at their signings. Looking at them, the biggest fee they actually paid was for Ian Hart, one of our former men. In terms of the other signings they made, Diego Cambrera was their big spend. Oh dear. Well, it looks like they've not spent the money too wisely. In fact, that wasn't their big spend. Or was it their big... Why is it... Okay, let's sort this out again. Molinos. To me, it doesn't look like they've made great signings. It's worth noting, of course, despite the fact they are now owned by a sugar daddy and they have gone pro, they're not in Europe this year. That's going to be a big kind of blockade, I guess, before they start getting any really good players. We'll have a look at their squad. I'm going to flick through their players. But, yeah, because they've only just turned professional, because they're not in Europe, they've not got the lure that we have yet. So that's something playing into our favour. I mean, looking at their players, they've signed a hell of a lot of Spaniards looking at it, probably from the Spanish lower leagues. There's some okay players here, but truth be told, we should be hammering them looking at their squad. I'm not too worried about them this year. Of course, I expressed a few episodes ago a little bit of a worry about Gibraltar Lions and their takeover, but it seems like at the moment at least, they're not going to be an immediate threat to us, which is good news. Anyway, the Europa League group stage draw is today, so we're going to get into that draw hopefully, and hopefully we have a nice draw. What seed are we? I assume we're still a 4th seed rather than a 3rd seed. We are indeed still a 4th seed. We have a 6.3 coefficient. It's not great. Let's put on the automatic draw here, and yeah, let's see who we end up getting in our group. Of course, we've got to get through all the top seeds in every group first, but we've earned a spot here. That game against Malmo was an incredible performance, in all honesty, and I'm kind of surprised we did it, but at the same time, I'm not going to complain one little bit. Looking at the big teams in this competition, there's a few here. Wolfsburg, Napoli, Arsenal really stand out as a surprise player here, surprise team here. Schalke as well, not a bad team. PSV, who were a #1 seed in our group last year, they're in Group G as a 1st seed this year, so maybe our group last year was pretty hard in this competition. Fulham, curiously, in the Europa League. We'll have a look at that in a second if I remember. Knowing me, I might forget. In fact, let's just stop it now. Fulham, are they in the Premier League, presumably? They finished 7th in the Premier League last year in their first year in the division. Klaassen is their best player. I mean, that's not a bad striker to have. Although, how they... Oh, wow, they got him on a free. I was about to say how they've signed him. I don't know when he's worth that much. Have they had a takeover of any kind? They haven't. They've just kind of worked quite hard and, well, they won the championship and then finished 7th. Fair play to them. And now they're in the Europa League. Right, let's get back to the draw. That's the story of Fulham. Do I really want to watch all this draw automatically? I think I do. Looking at the groups, it's the one that I'd like to be in at the moment. Probably Group H. Dnipro and Victoria Plzeň, who are the Czech Republic team. That seems like a quite kind group. Also, you've got this group, Group K. Steaua Bucharest, they're not a bad team, but for them to be 2nd seed, depending on who the 3rd seed is there, that might be a nice group to get. There isn't any super easy groups, really. I mean, the Braga Dynamo Kiev one isn't too bad. That Group H is a little bit trickier. To be honest, I think we'll just take whatever group we get. I'd like to get the Arsenal group. That would be a nice one to get, you know, get a big game against Arsenal. We're not getting that group. Fair play. We're in a group with Fulham. Oh, well, that's funny. Celta Vigo and Zenit St. Petersburg. So that's going to be the teams that we take on in the competition. Celta Vigo, last year they finished 7th in Liga BBVA. I assume they won perhaps a domestic cup there. And in terms of Zenit St. Petersburg, they finished 2nd last year to CSKA Moscow. But you can see they've been quite a successful team. Both themselves and CSKA really battled it out for the top 2 spots in Russia in this save. But anyway, guys, that is going to wrap up this episode from me. Slightly longer one. Hopefully you did enjoy. Epic live com. Nice to get the Europa League draw done as well. If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash the like button. If you've got any comments, leave them down below. And other than that, it is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.